Is it on? Okay, right. So today, someone else is holding the camera, so I don't have to be alone. That's so cute, isn't it? Well, we can go with the lion's roar today. Lion's roar really important as a primer, ready to go in for ice immersion. So the process of the workshop or the workshops that I take are to begin with the clarification, then the postures, so stretches, things like that, which I showed you a couple already as examples. Then the breath work, neurogenic release, then the lion's roar, or there's another bit of a breath work, then the lion's roar, then the ice immersion, and then the fire gathering. So the ice immersion needs some priming up. The physiology needs to be prepared, ready for the ice immersion, so you can get maximum benefit. So once you've immersed into the ice, if you're able to really feel your physiology changing whilst you're in the bath or when you're in the paddling pool, whatever environment you're in, as long as that ice is covering you mostly over up to about the shoulders, then your physiology will just express so much to you. So one of the primers ready for this is the breath work that we talked about, but also the lion's roar. It can actually be anything. It's a form of catharsis. The catharsis here is that we don't want to go beating a punch bag or a pillow or stomping our feet on the floor, because that involves a little bit of intent to stimulate an object. With the lion's roar, it's just a vocalization. You're just getting everything out that's on your chest out into the atmosphere. You end up with a little bit of a vibration up through the middle of your core. A very useful thing to take into the bath or into the paddling pool, or whatever environment you're in. If you're in the ocean, into the ocean. Okay, so the traditional way of doing this, I'll show you first, is to put your heel into the perineum, like so. So you're crossing one heel over like so, or one foot over like so, and then taking your arms down into that position. Like so, that's the posture. However, you don't need to get into a posture like this specifically. It's just as good, or almost just as good, to sit yourself on a bolster or a cushion or a pillow, a couple of pillows. That way you're feeling comfortable and you're ready to go into the pose. And again, you don't have to come forward into that position. You can just come down onto the floor. What we do though is this with our tongue. So we're looking upwards towards the third eye, and we're sticking the tongue out. The root of the tongue comes right out. You're taking the tongue tip right the way down to your chin. And that way you'll get a really nice stretch of your tongue. You get a nice stretch of the eyes at the same time, and we're ready to roar. But we do a few purrs to begin with, and the purrs go like this. Looking way up. So when you're looking up like that, cross-eyed and up, like so. So first of all, you want to go cross-eyed, then up. Yeah, and you look like a Maori sort of warrior. I was talking to a couple of Maoris when I was in New Zealand ages ago, and I asked them. Well, I actually didn't. I actually said, I think I know why. In the past, the Maoris were all sticking their tongues out, to give a little bit of a welcoming party to the conquistadors, well, the colonizers. Let's put it that way. And I said, it's because you wanted to see whether there's any fear in them, didn't you? And they were saying, you got it, bro. You got it, bro. Because if you do get a sense that another person is afraid of just this face like so, then it's the fear that's already there. It's kind of like almost you put on the face in order to see what's in the other person. And if the other person just feels a vibration through their body, no fear, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of because they're not fearful. If they're fearful, you've got something to be afraid of yourself. Fear begets fear, doesn't it? Okay, same thing again. Lion's purr. After you've done a few of the purrs, we can bring in a little bit of a roar. And the roar goes a bit like this. Make sure you swallow first of all. So that was a kind of like a shortish roar. Then you can do a long roar. Like so. Primed up, ready to go. The ice bath requires a zing, a sense of aliveness through your spine, through your core. Then you're ready to take on anything.